dear me, it is happening! The void, the darkness, dear me, time lies in tatters! There's this place, this pit that lies to the north. It is a rift of chaos, an epicenter of a time and space-devouring force. Void demons are besetting Rivellon, and the storms of chaos are shuddering through our own dear homestead. Demons creep through the rift. They must all be destroyed. Not just any demons. Void demons. They are impervious to attacks with weapons or magic that any creature of this world can muster. But they have one weakness. For their simmering presence has permeated this area through and through for a long time. Tenebrium, that is the answer. The black ore that is dark as the void itself. Arm yourself with this foul material, and you shall be able to shred their bloodstone that controls their portal. The rift is the portal through which the demons seep. There is blood magic at work here, and he who says blood magic says immaculates. A bloodstone fuels the rift. Obliterate it, and the rift shall close. I've scouted ahead a bit and seen that 3 paths, or what passes for paths, lead to the center of the wasteland that lies before you. To the left is an encampment of immaculates. Yes, they're but immaculates, but their weapons look sharp as shark's teeth. So don't barge in like cats at a dog's wedding. The central path is a big no-no too, brimming with demons. I really wouldn't recommend it. Which leaves the right path, which may not be the right path at all, for it is deceptively calm along its trail and positively overflowing with magma. So basically I can offer you 3 options, all of them as appetizing as pig feed. And yet you'll have to swallow your portion whole. If not, the end of time will be swept into the void, and Rivellon with it. They exist beyond the normal continuum of time. They are here, and they are sweeping through the winds of chaos at the end of ages, shredding what they find. Unless they are defeated, your home away from home shall sink into the maelstrom of oblivion, piece by piece. Do what you can, my friend. Do not falter. All depends on your prowess, and our homestead won't grow an inch until...
Gadasha the Bountiful be praised that we have made it out of that hell-sent sandstorm. The hour grows so very late, so very quickly. Pace-slowing impediments such as... I've told you parts of the saga that is my life, Hunter. But I have yet to divulge the true reasons for my haste. Perhaps, at long last, I had better do so. I shall. Once upon a time, I was a king in a land of beauty I was a young king, handsome and all-powerful. Every nobleman would have... I knew my life as a sovereign would be self-indulgent, but also and so a handful of years went by. The king's throne I myself occupied, but then one day, a young woman visited my kingdom. She was a poetess and a storyteller. People flocked Hiraka. And how I miss her body. And yet, true happiness. That commodity more precious and even more fleeting than the dominion of kings, sang to us like the nightingale, only to depart come the dawn of our first year's unity. Of course you do. Because once I beheld the salivating jaws of death, I shall not say more than that I found it. So believe me, Hunter, when I say that if you'd have stood so very near, I do. For they have demon blood running through their volatility is not only highly annoying, in all too many situations it can be lethal. It doesn't just happen around here, it happens everywhere. And that is because those who perform what was art has become artifice. What had meaning lost it. I do not know what the likes of Evelyn want to accomplish, what their true end goal is. But you may be certain it is not the great pursuit. My ultimate purpose. Suffice to say that I do not live like others do. I do not live for happiness, for the joys these earthly hours may bestow. My existence is soon I must confront my purpose, or perish. Lord, what fools these mortals be. Irrational. Is it irrational? Aversion, distrust, and hatred as to the trigger. Cannot you make an educated guess? You are right, and you are wrong, Hunter. My station was a high one once. A king. You are right that I lost affection. Over time, the deer of the forest no longer fled. I found among them a serenity, unseen amid humanity. Don't endeavor to read too much into all of my remarks, Hunter. I may remain a closed book still. Fear not, for indeed I am but human. I think it is, the longevity of it all. Ages, it seems. I am not from any place anymore. I go where my quest leads me. I remember them well, the sandstone castles, hued like the very... Yes, I can see them still. Though when I try to focus on their details, like mirages, they dissolve upon approach. Time, for 1,000 reasons, and for one especial. The 1,000 obvious ones are list with pleasure. The special one, that is my secret to keep. Yes, it stems from her, the betrayer of betrayers. Oh, you may think me a fool for forswearing love after a single instance of deception. But such was time heals all wounds. A lie, if for 1,000 reasons, and for one especial. The 1,000 obvious ones, more prey awaits. toasty! My heels are really dragging here.
Stand back, puny human, or I shall sear you with the eternal flames of the mighty Drog. Fear the wind of my wings. Quiver before the might of my razored talons. Blasphemy! Do your imperfect eyes fail to recognize my true nature? A rabbit I may be without, but a dragon I remain. Even an eternal creature of legend and myth needs a vacation from the limelight now and then. Sometimes it does one good to hop about among the clover without one's every waking moment remembered in song and story. Begone, weakling!
Now, Brachus Rex, that most terrible of kings, that most evil of wicked worms, defiler of
I can only hope this might be a magpie's nest. going nowhere, slowly!
Last we left the deathly hag, she hovered over the councillor's deathbed among the throng of his beloved, watching, waiting, vials of purple evil at her hip, excitement on her slavering lips. Cloaked was she in a wallflower charm. Unseen was she by the groups of maids and husbands and children that would surely shriek if they saw her. Closer she drew as the councillor's breath rattled. Forward she bent, her ear to his cracked mouth. The smell of death hung just beneath his breath, waiting to consume him. The hag grinned. She tingled. She brought out her vial. She tipped it close, and the room's guests gasped, and the councillor's death rattled. Babe Oape poured, and poured, and poured. "He is mine!" she shrieked, her charm collapsing. Every mourner gasped, leapt from grief to terror, and shrunk away from the gleeful hag. She pranced upon the bed, lifted her dingy tunic over filthy knees, and jigged like one possessed. And as she jigged, the councillor stirred. Dead he was, but still his torso lurched forward. His eyes rolled back, yellow already, and stared blankly at mother, father, sister, child. As she jigged, the councillor stirred. Dead he was, but still his torso lurched forward. His eyes rolled back, yellow already, and stared blankly at mother, father, sister. Sure enough, the councillor creaked mortised knee and slack elbow, dead calf and dying calf. He stood beside her upon the deathbed, and dance they did together. The hag kept sick time with cracked hands. The councillor's lurching, ghost-white dance grew faster. It was as she always wanted, a puppet all her own, a high-born fool who'd call her mistress. It had all only begun. Now Brachus Rex, that most terrible of
Oh, do you hear it, friend? The forest music hums, buzzes, falls and rises like waves, like starlight through the atmosphere. Imagination, friend. It's imagination that transforms this music into the surreal. Perhaps my music can help you unlock your dreams. Perhaps one of my compositions could add some modicum of joy to your life. I'd be so happy to share this gift with you. If it please you, select something from my catalogue.
Once Brachus the babe, and hand in hand with his twin Cassandra, he navigated a simple childhood. But both these babes, dear
A
listener,
portentous melody, yes. Listen closely, and
Brachus fell.
perhaps my music can help you unlock your dream. A fine selection, dear.
Up Cassandra tried to pull him,
Perhaps my music can... Oh, may its cadence...
thrown her. She was weakness, childhood, the one weight dragging him down from his dark ambition.
Perhaps my music... Oh, however did you know? This...
Wrenching of ether, greater in pain than that of flesh. Having thus discarded his sister, Brachus the babe choked and died. Brachus Rex was born, and Rivellon suffered.
Perhaps my music can... Well chosen, dear. Perhaps my music can help you unlock a portent...
Now Brachus Rex, that most terrible of kings, that most evil of wicked worms, defiler of lands, destroyer of cities and dreams, finally defeated by the noble source hunters and cast down.
For the first time in my life,
Cheeked and darling, and that he loved his twin
Oh, it
sister.
is such a wonderful tale. Almost as lovely.
The twins.
Well,
and
love my fleece and call me Bessie.
yes,
Look at
Brachus.
us. The stag lying down with the wolf. Did you ever think you'd see the day? For my part, I'll stick that carnivorous fiend if he casts a bad look my way. But as long as we've got Malbini's tails, I suppose we'll be just fine.
The rabbit hole of dark magic. Up Cassandra tried to pull him, but fast she failed. Soon he had outgrown her. She was weakness, childhood, the one weight dragging him down from his dark ambition.
I'm trying to keep my mind on the story, but it's getting awfully hungry in it.
Greater in
I'm
pain
overheating
than that
here.
of flesh. Having thus discarded his sister, Brachus the babe choked and died. Brachus Rex was born, and Rivellon suffered.
Oh, very sorry. I shouldn't laugh. It's just next God's Day is going to be very eventful for the likes of you. Profess? Hardly. Who can stand those dried-up old windbags with their podiums and their gavels and their big curly wigs? Wait, what were we talking about?
The deathly hag, she hovered over the councillor's deathbed among the throng of his beloved, watching.
Ah, yes, Source Hunter. I do not profess to see the future. I simply do. I am the knower of secrets, the conveyor of fates, and have been since the age of 2. I'll have roasted rabbit for supper next week. My firstborn, Charlio, will arrive on a clear-skied afternoon, and in 7 years' time I'll inherit a pouch of gold as big as a dragon's egg. All this assuming, of course, you do not fail in your mission.
Waiting to consume him, the hag grinned. She tingled. She brought out her vial. She tipped it close, and the room's guests gasped, and the councillor's death rattle rattled. Babe Oape poured, and poured, and poured. He is mine, she shrieked, her charm collapsing. Every mourner gasped, leapt from grief to terror.
Well, certainly not the whole story, if I'm perfectly honest. A rare event indeed. Some threads are missing from this particular cat's cradle, but I've worked out the major details. It seems, Source Hunter, that the fate of all of us mere mortals rests squarely in your hands.
Yellow already, and stared blankly at mother, father, sister, child.
The truth is a grande dame, Source Hunter. I'm sure your jumpy, impish friend would quite agree with me on that point.
Rolled back, yellow
And I'd
already.
like the voices in my head to quit their mewling, but they insist to me as I'll insist to you. Money talks. 6 secrets I may have for you, Source Hunter. Granted you can pay the price.
Knee and slack elbow, dead calf and dying thigh. He stood beside her upon the deathbed, and dance they did together. The hag kept sick time with cracked hands. The counsellor's lurching, ghost-white dance grew faster.
That depends. How much have you got? Choose carefully, Source Hunter, for I can only consult the heavens for you a single time. One mustn't become too greedy regarding fate. No, no. A glut of foresight can drive one rather batty indeed.
Now Brachus Rex, that most terrible of kings, that most evil of wicked worms, defiler of lands, destroyer of cities and dreams, finally defeated by the noble source hunters and cast down to rot.
If you meet any wanderers, send them our way, won't you? My priceless collection of life ceramic infants won't grow itself, you know.
Does the sun. They were forged by their very souls, the twins, and neither desired to live in a world which the other had flown.
Think she's seen some
Yes,
teachers,
Brachus
does she?
Rex was
Ha!
once Brachus
Think she'll
the
see it
babe,
coming if I
and
slap
hand
her
in
upside
hand
her
with his
empty
twin
head?
Cassandra,
Will
he
you
navigated
if I
his
slap
simple
yours?
But both these babes, dear listener, had the blood of sorcerers in them. 'Cause quickly before my audience disperses, I can't seem to convince Mrs. Hollingsworth there to choose a tale. Would you mind doing us all the honor? I'd be harrowed to sing to you of Brachus Rex, the last Source King. Delighted to sing of Astarte, the fallen goddess of the Source. Terrified to tell you of Babe Oape, the Hag of Death. And so sing I shall, Source Hunter. But I warn you, the legend of the king is less story than history, and as reality. Brachus Rex, that most terrible of kings, that most evil of wicked worms, defiler of lands, destroyer of cities and dreams, finally defeated by the noble Source Hunters and cast down to rot. But would you have guessed he was once a wee tot, apple-cheeked and darling, and that he loved his twin sister as the moon does the sun? They were forged by their very souls, the twins, and neither desired to live in a world which the other had flown.
Oh,
Yes,
the
Brachus
excitement.
Rex was once Brachus the babe, and hand in hand with his twin Cassandra, he navigated a simple childhood. But both these babes, dear listener, had the blood of sorcerers in them. Cassandra resisted, but Brachus fell. Down the Source King fell, down the rabbit hole of dark magic. Up Cassandra tried to pull him, but fast she failed. Soon he had outgrown her. She was weakness, childhood, the one weight dragging him down from his dark ambitions. And so Brachus cursed her such that her souls separated, a wrenching of ether greater in pain than that of flesh. Having thus discarded his sister, Brachus the babe choked and died. Brachus Rex was born, and Rivellon suffered.
Warm as dragon's breath!
I shall now sing the
You, Tim Fred. I'll put you in a stew if you don't get your act together.
Moo.
Cow, cow, brown cow. Ha! Thought he would have been in stitches had he heard that. Gods be damned. You cows smell something fierce.
This Roy's
Cow,
a
cow, brown
hag,
cow.
my fluffy
Ha!
friend.
Thought
They
he
should
would
make
have
a
been
run
in
for it, mate.
stitches had he heard that. Howdy. Lovely day for a romp through the forest, ain't it?
I don't understand why we're staying put. Silver Glen can't be far away now, can it? Maurice,
Hey,
dearest, you do have a
lovebird,
tendency to
How
state
about
the
we
obvious.
head for the hills, mates?
Ha! Like hell. Goblins round here swarm as thick as flies round my cattle's asses. Put an axe in my bodyguard's face, one of them did. Right where his big drunken nose used to be. So, you wish to partake in a polite little parley about our respective prospects, purposes, and expectations in... I'm Roy. I'm in the animal trade. And instead of knocking back cheap rye in Silver Glen, I'm stuck in a friggin' forest surrounded by totem-worshipping savages that want to use my privates for target practice. There. Now you know it all. Aye, my latest set of merchandise. Joy to herd 'em, that lot, until they crap all over your shoes, that is. Won't cost me fortunes on bootblack's wages much longer, though. Bought 'em for cheap from Berkshire back in the city, and I'm about to sell 'em dearly indeed in sacred stone. Full of lunatics, that place, or so I've been told. They'll slice these beasts from ear to ear the moment they can get their hands on them. Use the blood in rituals or some such. Lunatics, right? Madman. Must you? Donnie. Bah, some thug from Seal he was. All balls, no brains, you know. Perfect set of qualities to lead me past them zombies, I figured.
To state the obvious.
Figured right, I did, until we met them goblins. Now, you can have balls bigger than that bull over there, but it takes a fair bit of wit and cunning to beat a goblin at the hunting game. And Donnie, I tell you, the simple soul would have believed you if you told him eggs grow on eggplants.
That derriere is driving me dotty.
Not but your typical mining settlement is Silver Glen. You know the kind. Rough and tumble shacks, rough and tumble workfolk, and a handful of women that let their petticoats drop to the floor the moment they see a shiny coin between your fingers. No kidding. Ferocious as a hungry mountain lion, that lot, with swords and spears for talons. Donnie and I must have adventured too far north. I'm just gonna hang low until I can no longer smell him, and then I'll make a dash for it. Without an escort this time.
Such legs she has. Such delicate hooves. No
Oh,
other creature.
you'll provide protection, will ya? Be my paladin, my knight in shining armor. Like hell you will. You with your fancy weapons and armor, you rattle like a gypsy's wagon. Every damn goblin between here and the friggin' moon'll hear us coming. No, I'll get out of here soon enough by my God's damn self.
This room is a cad, my fluffy
Maurice,
friend.
dearest,
We should make a run
you
for
do
it,
have a
mate.
tendency to state the obvious.
So this cad is leading these beasts to the slaughter. I say we slaughter him.
Some of us enjoy a nice red steak with our
Such
evening ale.
legs she has. Such delicate hooves. No other creature in creation.
Sup, mate?
Jim
I'm
Fred.
Tilford, mate. Badass buck. Wood. Say what? I ain't joining that party, mate. I'm off. But I'm not
Jim
interested.
Fred. Get
Later.
back here, you damned rabbit.
There isn't a goblin to be seen around here.
Get out
We
of
should go
hell.
before they come back and decide to have veal for lunch.
Creature in creation. Ahoy, traveller. Let me salute you with true ovine spirit. Welcome, I'm Bruce. Ram, roamer, and reveller. Revel in what you ask. The beauty that is Dory. That is this sweet, nay, this cherubic cow. The cutest of earth. Why, yes. Do tell me, have you ever beheld a bovine belle as elegant as her? No, even lambs on a lavender eiderdown. Tell me it isn't.
A shiny day to you. Delighted to make your acquaintance. Your interest in my modest person truly flatters me. Oh, Maurice, darling, do be quiet. He never...
Moo?
Yes, that'll do, Maurice. He's just so excited, don't you know, as am I, to go to the golden pastures of Silver Glen. Roy, our owner, has been your interest in my modest person. Oh, Maurice. Yes, that'll do, Maurice. Dear me. Slaughter. Blood. This cannot be. We must... Bit late for that, innit? Trust you to raise a moot point, Maurice. Oh, kind human, have mercy on us poor animals. Deliver us from certain death in horrid Silver Glen. I cannot. I implore you. Find... I implore you. Find a way to extricate us from this grievous predicament. I cannot believe we... Dear me. Slaughter. Bit late for that, innit? Dear gods, I can picture it now. I implore you. Find a way to extricate... Dear me. Bit late for that, innit?
To be turned into mutton. Say, can't talk. Too scared.
Well. The wee wabbit went away, eh? How blast your eyes! That cursed coney would have fetched me a pretty penny if it weren't for your meddling. What? You're soft of heart, are you? The poor dears shouldn't be killed. Seriously, shut it! You think I risk life and limb for a bit of beef and mutton? Either you pay me in gold, or you leave me alone before all this chatter attracts the damn goblins.
We say the sweetest things, but you may skewer one of them with your horns, perhaps even as much as 5. In the end, you can't skewer them all. Poor Maurice, we're doomed.
Try your tough guy routine on someone else, why don't ya? Gold speaks louder than words, buddy-o.
Maurice, do!
Well. Blast your eyes! That cursed Oh! You'll like hell you will. You with your fancy weapons and armor. What the hell now? None of your They're yours for the money I was gonna ask them blood bungles.
No, that's a bit rich for my blood.
Indeed. We have...
Won't put your money where your mouth is, huh? Damn phony. Gods be damned. You cows smell something fierce.
Dear gods, I can picture it now. Humans with knives the size of swords. We're doomed, Maurice, doomed.
Moo!
Oh, you always say the sweetest thing.
Gods be damned. You cows smell something